Best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero coming at you live with another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. You already know what it is. WandaVision. It just wrapped up. We're going to give you a review on the finale. I got some special people in the building with me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves like I normally do. Go ahead, guys.
This is AKA, also known as AKA. Shout out to Best of Bias, and I don't know, I'm trying to get drunk right now. But go ahead.
And we back again.
And I'm Dsean. No nicknames, just Dsean.
All right, you know what I'm saying? We back and we live and we getting right into it, man. But before that, we're gonna talk about some some news in the comic book superhero kind of film realm, just to get you guys warmed up for the WandaVision review. So let me dig down into the basket of tricks, and let's start with so Marvel is rebooting X-Men. No longer is it going to be titled as X-Men. They're going to reboot it as mutants. A lot of people are just, I don't know how to explain it. People that have powers that aren't directly related to the MCU have been kind of like known as the X-Men, I guess, mostly. Because I'm kind of tripping on how to explain it. Because the X-Men was the group that had the powers that Professor X created, but yet I don't know if the term mutants is well known through the Marvel.
Yeah, actually, it's probably one of the most known things. So
okay, go ahead.
It's like with most characters in Marvel, you got people like Spider-Man and Captain America, and then what's the dude's name again? Iron Man.
Yep.
And they all have their things that they're not really powers, except for Iron Man, super smart and stuff, but they came from either experiments or like a freak accident or just them being smart. And with mutants, they're just actually like a mutate. So the majority of like powered people in Marvel, as far as I know, are mutants. And you also have the Inhumans too, which are kind of an off branch of mutants in a way. They're a little different, but yeah, mutants are pretty well known. It's just the X-Men are just the ones that are in that group. So they also have like X-Force and X-Factor and all those things right there. But they're all pretty much mutants. But they also have people who aren't mutants in there too.
Right. I mean that's probably a good way for Marvel to bring in people that aren't X-Men into the movie and just bring in hella not well-known MCU characters.
Exactly.
What do you think about that, Dsean? Are you excited for that? Pumped for a X-Men reboot?
Yeah, I've been waiting for the X-Men to join the MCU for a minute. So I don't know how they're gonna. What are you gonna say?
They kind of did it if you think about it, because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are kind of mutants. I mean, Scarlet Witch, she's a witch, but her father, she's a mutant because her dad is Magneto and whatnot.
Yeah, so I feel like we'll probably get into that when we start talking about WandaVision. But I'm not sure how they're gonna make that transition from because I don't think they've really made any reference to actual mutants in the MCU yet.
Kind of, but it's a deleted scene.
Yeah, it's like off screen after credits type stuff.
Yeah,
but like nothing in the actual movies. So it'll be fun to see how they do that. Marvel, Disney's actually been they've been on a roll with this the Marvel thing. So
yeah, I want to know how they do it, because I always say they have some mutants who are like ancient. So the fact that you have never mentioned mutants in there, as far as Marvel goes, not the MCU but regular Marvel, I mean they're pretty prominent in Marvel and they've been around for a while. And if they're gonna use some kind of weird, I don't know, snap or something or whatever it is to explain how they came, how they're gonna explain the ones like Apocalypse and Wolverine who are supposed to be in there forever, but they'll figure something out. I'm hoping something clever.
Yeah, they're probably gonna switch around the storyline just a little bit because I feel
I
like
hope they don't, but you can't with Wolverine. Like that takes so much of his character away. If you just say, "Oh yeah, he just now discovered his powers and became," it takes away a lot from his story.
Yeah.
well, I kind of feel like they're gonna eliminate the whole Magneto thing from WandaVision storyline personally. So
They're not gonna probably. Yeah, I mean, I can see that
It
happening
seems
too.
like it.
because it's a
Yeah.
Fox storyline, and they're just gonna try to wipe and erase the whole, memory of that by starting this whole mutants thing up. So I think that's kind of the idea. Because I mean, in the comics and stuff like that, in Marvel in general, I'm sure mutants have been talked about and they're prominent hella. But I'm saying in the MCU itself, they haven't really, focused on people that aren't powered outside of the main characters. So I feel like they can just easily just pop characters in there, well-known characters. They can revamp their storyline for people that are just now getting on the MCU and not too familiar with the Fox stuff, with the comic stuff, because the comic stuff is just reference material for the MCU to do whatever they want to
Yeah.
do. And that's kind of fanfare because the people kind of know where they're going with it, but they're going to change it up and switch it up on you. You might think you know where it's going, but as we've seen from the finale here, they're going to switch it up and it's, take little bits of it
Yeah.
out of there and switch it.
But in all reality, they can still use the multiverse to just be like, yeah, in this universe, they've been here forever,
Right.
and that's where
Yeah.
they're coming from. And we already know that, so that's
They're
kind
just
of
going
like
to tell us that. They always do that. shit.
exactly.
That's where they came from. Accept it and take it. Okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right.
Like it's good enough, I guess.
Yeah,
It's like the time fix everything, like they did with that one X-Men movie, Days of Future Past. It's like, oh yeah, time fixes everything.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. All right, moving on to the next quick topic. This is going to be kind of rapid fire because we got to get to the, the task at hand, explaining this WandaVision because I'm going to spend as much time on that as possible. Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League comes out, I think, March 18th. You guys excited for that? I know a lot of people didn't watch the Justice League originally or didn't like it originally. So this time it's going to be a 4-hour cut, all new scenes. Zack Snyder's daughter, I think, committed suicide during the making originally. So somebody else took over and finished Justice League.
Oh, damn.
And Zack Snyder went, resigned for a little bit. And since it was so bad, Zack Snyder came back and said, "Oh, a lot of the shit that I planned to put in the movie never made it." And this is like a completely different movie from the movie I wanted to make. So they gave him a budget to make, I think WB, they gave him a budget to make his movie and finish the one he started before his daughter committed suicide or whatever. And that's what's supposed to be released on March 18th. It's supposed to add like Apocalypse to it. Way more storyline for Cyborg, and it's supposed to be 4 hours. He says, don't watch it all at once. You're supposed to watch it in parts because, there's going to be breakdowns and shit after each, couple of, I don't know, weird shit like that. Are you guys excited for a Zack Snyder cut for a re-release of Justice League?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as DC and Marvel, I'm more of a Marvel fan, but I mean, I used to watch the shit out of like the Justice League cartoon. Y'all know that. That was like, that was epic
shit all the time.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I remember like the first movie, I watched it twice. The first time, I didn't even remember that I watched it. I guess it was just that much of a blah. When I watched it the second time, I kind of liked it, but I seen a lot of stuff in there that I was like, man, they could have did way better with this. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, that's what they should have did. That's the shit that I was looking for. So it makes me a lot more. Now 4 hours, I might have to watch that shit like on a couple different days for real.
Yeah, for shit. That's what
I got slight ADHD, and I don't know if I can sit down that long.
Yeah, but I don't even think I've watched the original Justice League. When they said that they were cramming like the entire like the Superman and Doomsday plot line and then like the building of the Justice League, I was like, that's too much to fit into one movie.
Yep.
That was actually Batman versus Superman, and that was also shit. Yeah.
Was it that one or
with the Doomsday where they crammed it and they like changed the whole story behind Doomsday and made him where like he's General Zod? You didn't remember that one? That's when Wonder Woman first showed up and she was like the best part of the movie.
Shit, yeah. I haven't
those
watched
two movies together for me. I don't really remember those two.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. They didn't do very good. They messed up with all three of those, including Suicide Squad, which that just seemed like it was not very well put together at all. Like I don't know what they were looking at when they did the storyboard, but it was just like it just seemed like it didn't mesh at all.
Which is crazy because just a couple of days ago, I had a DC animated movie marathon. If you have HBO Max, like they got all the DC animated movies, and those
they winning. They're winning. They're winning.
Like Those are some good
Matter of
ass
fact,
movies.
if you watch the Marvel animated stuff, it's crap. It's
Yeah.
toilet water.
It's
The
like complete opposite.
DC, yeah, I watch DC animation. All of them. I haven't like watched one that I really didn't like. Even the ones that don't get good ratings are still pretty good.
Yeah, I watched a lot of those as well. I watched that Marvel anime kind of one where they
Which one? Oh, that's just
they had,
crap. That's
yeah, when
trash.
they had 3 students and they had powers, and then they were kind of like in the Avengers, kind of like little mini
Yeah.
Avengers. Yeah, I watched all
It's
that
just
shit.
trash.
I watched what is Avengers Assemble. I've seen. I like the X-Men animated series, X-Men Evolution,
Is that the
Wolverine
one
and
that's
the X-Men.
on Netflix?
Uh, X-Men Evolution might be on or Disney Plus.
I
Might be
gotta
on
check
Disney
that out
Plus.
then.
But yeah, there's a bunch of them. I watched Young Justice. The new Young Justice seasons were dope. That's DC though.
Yeah, I
And
was
that
trying to
shit is
find
fire.
them. I was trying to find them because the old ones were fire, and then they stopped it, and I was kind of upset because I was like they were doing really good.
Yeah.
And then you told me before that they had them, so
They're
okay.
on HBO Max.
Yeah, I just canceled my HBO subscription like about a month or two ago because I wasn't using it for shit.
That's where
I'll
all the
send you my
movies are
password.
dropping.
Well, they didn't have boxing on there anymore, not good boxing, so I was like, okay, I'll just stick with Showtime.
Because they dropping that new King Kong versus Godzilla on the 31st.
That's going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah, they're dropping Matrix. They're dropping the new Space Jam. They're dropping Dunes. They're dropping everything. Dunes is
So I don't care about the Space Jam one because I don't want them to destroy a classic.
Yeah. Well,
Dune is a classic too, but I mean I could see how they could still do great with that. I like the original one.
Another Zack Snyder movie about the Living Dead or whatever. You see that preview with Batista in it, and it's like a zombie movie and a heist movie at the same time. Shit's pretty epic too.
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he froze Patrick. We didn't catch any of that.
Oh, you didn't hear none of that?
No.
Nah.
Oh, I said well, I don't even remember what I said, so yeah, so maybe that's a good thing. But yeah, so let's go into the next one. We're excited. We're all excited. We can agree. We're excited to see that. 4 hours is a lot, God damn it, but
yeah,
I'm down for that shit. Paramount Plus. I was talking about that to you guys a little bit before the podcast, but basically Paramount Plus is an app that I think has MTV, BT, Nickelodeon, and CBS. So I'm a big fan of some CBS shows. I'm a big fan of Nickelodeon shows. They got Angry Beavers, Doug, Cat Dog, Rocket Power, Rugrats all grown up, Double Dare, Kenan and Kel, all that. Every season, yeah, they got all that shit. All that. They got everything.
All that.
Oh yeah, I was watching Kenan and Kel the other day.
Yeah, Pete and Pete. You remember that one? Y'all don't like that.
No, I don't remember that one. Hey Arnold, they got hella shit on there, and then they have MTV. They got all the Real Worlds. They got all the Fantasy Factories. They got they got everything on there. Like anything MTV, they have every season of that. And then on CBS, they got all the Survivor seasons. They got like all that kind of anything you watch on CBS, like the popular shows on there, you can watch all that shit as well. So it's a bunch of stuff. I got caught in this nostalgia of that last night. I was watching Kenan and Kel, Rocket Power, Rocco's Modern Life.
I see my shit.
Yeah, I was watching all that shit. All Real Monsters is on there.
Oh yeah.
Like everything is on there. So yeah, we just got.
How much that shit cost?
We have it was $9.99, no ads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'll probably shoot you that password in a little bit, so you can get on that and check that out, because that is it's a plus. I'm sure they gave us hella sign-ins with $10 a month with no ads. That shit's good. I can watch Fantasy Factory all day with no ads. That shit is just running off.
Yeah, usually when it's new like that, they don't give you very many like restrictions because they're trying to get more people to sign up for it. So they don't give it. And then once it gets more popular, then they'll start throwing little restrictions. Oh, you only can have 4 people at a time or something like that.
That's what Hulu did.
Yeah, Hulu did that. And Hulu just like completely changed though.
But
Paramount Plus used to be free.
I think that's gonna be my maybe second favorite app. I like Disney Plus a lot for the exclusive shows they have.
Yeah,
they're about to start dropping a lot. Before, when the quarantine started, they didn't put too much MCU stuff out. But now, since Phase 4 is getting kicked into gear, every time a season ends, like a week after, another show or another movie is going to drop. So That's going to be good. And we'll get into that soon with Phase 4. But, check out Paramount Plus because that's bringing the heat, man. They dropped the SpongeBob movie already. HBO Max dropped a Tom and Jerry live action movie.
Wasn't T-Pain in there or something like that?
I don't know. I didn't get to the end of it, but I was watching it. But it was like the little girl from Kick-Ass was one of the main characters.
She ain't little no more, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But the dude from fucking Ant-Man, the funny ass partner, the Mexican dude.
That motherfucker's hilarious.
He's in that shit too. He's hilarious in that too. But it's Tom and Jerry, so it's like CGI, and they're just fucking each other up the whole time.
I think Netflix might be falling behind with all these other streaming sites.
Yeah.
Ever since they lost that Marvel stuff, they kind of just they had like a little time when they were putting out movies that were dope for like a couple months, like with that project. What was that? The one with Jamie Foxx?
Power Project or something. Project Power.
And then the Old Guard, those were all good.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of went blah. Now they're just putting out weird shows that nobody really wants to watch.
A lot of this stuff is
hella anime. Nobody wants to watch that shit.
Like, god damn, we got hella every week. It's like, okay, you doing
yeah. Now I try. I love anime. I try to watch them, and I'm like, this is boring as fuck.
It feels like they're just pumping stuff out.
Right, they throw it in your face too, because they're trying to say that to keep up with everybody in the streaming wars. They said they're gonna drop a movie every Friday. Like a big movie every Friday. And I go in there on Fridays and try to look for shit. And it's like, no, it's nothing I really noticed that comes out that's new. Or they'll drop a show that came out in 2017 and they'll put it on Netflix as new.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, that don't count.
They just brought back the Dave Chappelle show. I mean, I watched that just because it's Dave Chappelle show. And that's just hilarious.
Oh, Paramount has Comedy Central too. Did I say that?
Oh, damn.
They have Comedy. Yeah, they have Comedy Central. They have Dave Chappelle. It's funny because on the big menu, they have Dave Chappelle right next to the Key and Peele show. It's hella funny. It's like, god damn, they have everything. They have Workaholics every season, Tosh.0, South Park.
I haven't watched Tosh.0 in years.
Bro, that shit it's ridiculous how much show they have.
It hella funny. Tosh.0 used to be funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Workaholics, they have a podcast. If you listen to podcasts.
Oh, the dudes?
All of them. All four of them. Like they're Kyle, the drug dealer. And then all three of them, they're talking on a podcast every week, and that shit's hilarious. It's called This Is Important. That shit is hilarious.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, they're wild boys. All right, next, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Are you guys? That's coming up. March 19th, I believe. So the day after that Zack Snyder cut drops, you'll get Falcon and Winter Soldier. Have you guys seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I've seen a couple. It looks pretty good.
So what are you guys expecting? What are you thinking? Let me know.
I heard they're gonna have the grandson, I guess it would be the grandson of the first Black Captain America.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. It's like, I forgot what his name is. I know his comic name is the Patriot, but then there's the other guy's also the Patriot. But they're gonna actually bring in. I heard. I don't know if it's true. They're gonna bring in the character. Who is? I think his name is like Ellie something. I can't remember his last name is, but he's definitely like his grandfather was like one of the another person that experimented on or something, and he got powers similar to Captain America. He was a Black Captain America. Kind of became like a celebrity, but it ended up messing with his brain, and he kind of went crazy. But he had offspring, his kids, and I think like his kids ended up like carrying the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna bring in a character. I don't know if they're gonna have powers. They're probably gonna do like a Monica Rambeau thing with them, but they're supposedly gonna bring him in that show.
For sure.
So, they're trying to add more Black superheroes instead of changing characters who are already one race and making them a new one. Like, I'm cool with Fury doing that, but they need to stop doing that. Like, they got enough Black characters, they can just bring them in.
Right.
Blue Marvel, bring his ass in.
Yeah, that should get on my nerves, honestly.
Yeah.
It just feels lazy. It's kind of a cop-out,
Yeah, exactly.
And stop putting Black in the Black characters' names.
Thank you. That's why I like Blue Marvel.
Yeah, just give them something else. Just let them have their own. We know they Black already. Ain't got to throw it in our face that they Black.
Yeah. Is the Falcon called Black Falcon in Marvel? I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, it's Falcon. It's Falcon right now.
It reminds me of that.
But was it originally called Black Falcon?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It sounds like it fits though.
Black Falcon. But yeah, I'm excited to see the show, man. It's just kind of looks kind of weird to me. I don't really know what to expect yet because it is on Disney Plus and they're supposed to be kind of like spy characters. I want to see some action. Even though there was some pretty cool action in this last episode of WandaVision, so I think they can do a good job of keeping it TV friendly and do action at the same time. I'm kind of sad that Anthony Mackie has to try to, be as much of a Captain America as, what's his name? Young.
I mean, in the
Steve
comic,
Rogers?
No, the real guy's name. I was trying to think of. I don't know his name.
Oh,
Chris Evans.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, Anthony Mackie's a really good actor. I think he's
absolutely.
A really good actor.
Absolutely.
So, I think he can do it. He probably needs to hit the gym a little more because he just don't look all that defined. But I feel like he can definitely do it, and he doesn't really have any powers. So that's like, if you notice, he doesn't really do much actual physical fighting in any of the movies because he don't have powers. So he's kind of like he's the Batman of the group.
He's shooting.
Well, so is Scarlet Witch and Scarlet Witch. I mean, what is her name again? The one that Black Widow and Hawkeye. Yeah. But they all have like these unique ass fighting abilities. They're all really good at fighting. And Falcon, he just flies and kicks people.
Well, he's in the military. You got to assume that he can fight.
I mean, he got his ass kicked by in Winter Soldier by Crossbones. Remember when they were fighting? He was getting his ass handed to him in that fight scene.
Well, did he have his little boomerang hands already? The ones that those reinforced.
No, it was when he was still like a normal human.
Oh yeah.
Remember, and like the building fell on him and stuff. But yes, I mean he doesn't look like he has any actual hands yet. He also got beat by Ant-Man, so.
That's what maybe the show will be like him developing those skills then.
Yeah.
Oh,
he hasn't gotten a whole lot of screen time. Him and Winter Soldier, they had like a Civil War and Winter Soldier, and I think that was about it. So I think it'll just flesh out those characters for Phase 4, pretty
Winter
much.
Soldier.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How do you think they're gonna portray Winter Soldier? Because he doesn't really have powers either. He just has that arm. So
he's a super soldier, just like.
Okay.
He got hands and he's strong.
Yeah.
They don't do a good job of showing that in the movies though.
They did in Winter Soldier. They did. But then after that, you're right. They didn't.
They just
kind of normal.
He just had a big gun all the time in his hands.
Yeah.
After Endgame, he was in Wakanda, right? So maybe he picked up some shit out there.
Yeah, got a new arm.
Yeah, and he's also Luke Skywalker. Hopefully, they're gonna make him Luke Skywalker, and then he'll have the Jedi.
He kind of looks like him though.
No, he looks just like him. They're actually trying to get him to portray like a young Luke Skywalker, and he's willing to do it. They just got to go ahead and get that signed. You ever seen the pictures? Look online. Sebastian Shaw, I think that's his name, and Luke, and they have like mashups with their faces next to each other. They look just alike.
Sebastian Shaw sounds like the character from Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, his name is Sebastian Stan. My bad, something like that.
I was gonna say that sounds like
rock to play.
Hobbs and Shaw. He can definitely do it. I think that it would be epic for that, bro, because everybody loves Luke, and I didn't like what they did with Luke in the other films anyway. So yeah, that'd be dope.
I feel that. Yeah, I hope it keeps the trajectory of Marvel and its Disney Plus shows going up and upwards. Hopefully it's not cheesy as hell.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hella campy.
Yeah, because they're having so many shows that they're talking about that they're projecting coming out, like the She-Hulk. I'm not really excited about that.
I'm gonna get into that in a second when we talk about Phase 4. I have the dates and order it's coming out. You're good. It's a good transition. That's the next thing I was talking about, anyways. But I mean, if you want to get into it now, we can talk about the Phase 4 stuff and when it's coming out. Like I said, Winter Soldier is the next big thing that's coming out. That's dropping March 19th, very very soon, about a week.
And I think that they're gonna have that be more actiony, just to have contrast with WandaVision, because WandaVision was more of like a mental thing. And this one, I think they're gonna have. It looks like from the trailers, it looks way more actiony.
Yeah,
and I like that. Yeah,
for sure. And then I believe after that we have Black Widow dropping May 7th.
I've been waiting for that forever.
Right. And then we have in June 11th, Loki's show comes out. Where he's going around with the Tesseract and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too, just because I like the character who played Loki. I think he did a good job with Loki.
Right.
And
then
I'm hoping that they bring in like the what is that dude, Kang the Conqueror?
King,
The
oh yeah,
Conqueror.
they're the dude from I don't know if you've seen what's my name, Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Dope
black
show. I
dude in
love
that's
that
going to
show.
be playing King the Conqueror.
Is that Kang the Conqueror supposed to be white though? I think that
Wait,
makes no sense.
wait, which guy was it he's supposed to be playing? The guy, the villain in Ant-Man.
You just froze again, my bro.
I'm
Yeah.
frozen.
You were now
yeah.
you did it.
Oh, and Kang the Conqueror. Have you seen? Have you heard who the villain was supposed to be in the new Ant-Man?
No. Who
I
was it
think it's
supposed
supposed
to
to be Kang the Conqueror, and they're supposed to be
be?
using the guy from Lovecraft Country for that.
Oh shit.
The black dude?
Yeah, yep.
That's weird because in the you ever watch Iron Man, is it 2? I think it is, where he has a little kid who helps him out.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
who it's
that
supposed
little
to be.
kid, yeah, that little kid is actually supposed to be, I think either him. Take that back. In one version, he grows up to be Kang the Conqueror, but he also grows up to be I think Iron Patriot or something like that. Whatever fuck he is, like one of off-brand Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But then also in another one, Kang the Conqueror is actually Richard Reed's Mr. Fantastic's father or something like that.
I feel like,
So
yeah, his skin is blue, so it's like you can.
yeah, I know, but I mean,
Anybody.
like that he was actually a human before he became King, and he was a white man. He was, unless they try and do that change shit again, like they did in the last movie, and make the Fantastic Four like black or some shit.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I heard.
do not,
He was
I don't
slated
want
to
to see
be
it.
the King the Conqueror. So I think that's what they're
I
gonna
mean,
do.
he's a good actor. He's a good actor, but
Mhm.
I guess you know.
And then let me see what else we got. After that, I think Shang-Chi is coming out. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, July 9th.
I want to see that. 'Cause I
Yeah.
want to see how they portray that, because like in the comic, that character is like off-brand Bruce Lee, but
Mhm.
he's supposed to be. He doesn't really have powers, if I remember. I think he's just so fucking good at martial arts that it's like a power. I got to look it up again to be sure, but I haven't really delved too much into that character. But I think I remember hearing that he was just like so good at martial arts that it's like considered like a power.
Yeah, yeah. They say he's like the most talented martial artist in the MCU. So
Yeah.
therefore, it's like his power because he knows
Yeah.
every fighting style and he can fight hella good.
It'll be a nice change of pace from like just a bunch of people blowing shit up all the time, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, you got
That'd be cool.
Black Widow, and she's like hella good, and she's still hanging with like superheroes and shit too.
Yeah.
But in his like how they gotta portray him to be like just like them, but so much more a different tier than them as far as martial arts goes. Or are they just gonna make him another like Black Widow Hawkeye character type of dude?
Make him like a fucking Iron Fist, basically, without his hands
That's what
glowing.
it sounds like.
His hands and feet being on fire. He's gonna be
But
able to probably.
he's supposed to be even better than Iron Fist though.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably be able to hit your chi points to make you shut down and shit like that, like that girl in Avatar.
Yeah. Or like
that's-
what you call it in Naruto.
yeah, shut you down, close your
Neji?
gates.
Yeah, Neji.
Yeah, after Shang-Chi, I think What If is gonna come out. That show I was talking about, the animated one.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds
the What
dope,
Ifs
too.
ones. Yeah, and then we
They
have.
should do the zombie, the whole zombie. What was that damn? What was that comic called?
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that
that'd
one.
be dope. I don't think
That'd
they'll
be
go with that
dope.
one though for Disney.
I mean, that would be perfect because it's like they have to bring in like a lot of characters before they do it. But because of Deadpool's character and that'd be a dope way to bring it.
It would be.
Yeah, it's gonna be super animated though. It's gonna be like I forgot what kind of animation.
CGI?
It's gonna be CGI. I wish I had an example of a show that used that kind of animation. What I can think of is like when you're watching a documentary and they're doing like a dramatization of what happened, and they use like that kind of animation for it.
Or like that stiff animation where it's
Kind of,
like
yeah,
kind of like that. The one that what was
Oh.
the thing? The Hulk when he goes to Asgard and destroys Asgard. Remember that one they had it on Netflix?
something
And it
like
was
that.
It was super stiff, but it still moved.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be like that, but it should be
That'd be
real. It
interesting.
should be real cool. Even though I feel like they shouldn't be dropping that last because everything is not gonna be canon. It's gonna be what if and hypothetical.
Yeah.
So and it's animated. You don't need actors for that. You could have just dropped that a long time ago. But
Yeah, they just use their voices.
yep, exactly. And then you got after that, I want to say the Eternals is coming out November 5th. Then you got December 17th, Spider-Man: No Way Home. That's what they decided on. I know there was a lot of like people wondering what the title for the new Spider-Man was going to be, and they were trolling. Tom Holland's, they were hella trolling on what the name would be, and we know now that's going to be called No Way Home. February 11th, we have Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's one. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are in that one, and that's the one where
I'm hoping that
Jane
they
Foster
bring
becomes. Go ahead.
who?
Jane Foster becomes Thor.
Oh,
Lady
okay.
Thor.
No shit.
I'm waiting for Beta Ray Bill to come in. How they portray
He's
him.
gonna be in there too. I think. I believe he's gonna be. In.
Yeah, they had
need to
his
make him-
statue out there.
But they need to make him as like epic as he is in the comic because he starts off like beating the shit out of Thor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he thinks Thor's attacking him, and you know he's like trying to protect his people, but in reality Thor isn't. But he ends up whooping Thor's ass. But they blame it on the fact that they're on some planet where like it's super hot, and like when he's hot, it makes him stronger or some bullshit, and it makes Thor weaker. That's why he wins. But at the end of the day, he beats Thor's ass and gets Stormbreaker. So
Nice.
you know, and every time you see him in the comic, he's not to be fucked with. So
Yeah, that'd be dope to see.
I feel that, yeah. And I think Christian Bale is playing a bad guy in that movie. I forgot what bad guy he's playing.
yeah, they're trying to figure out who he's gonna be, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they're talking about what's that dude's name again? The God Slayer. He has that symbiote sword in the comic, but he like is known for killing gods. Something the God Slayer. I forgot what his name is, but they were speculating that's who he's gonna be, but I don't know how that will work because his sword is literally a symbiote, like Venom. So how could they bring that in there?
Damn. And then let's see what else we have. We have they don't have specific dates for these, but they're also in 2021. Miss Marvel 2 and Hawkeye both dropping. I saw some
Wait, Hawkeye's gonna have a movie?
I think it's a TV show, and I think it's his daughter. It's based on because I saw some site photos, some where they're filming in Atlanta of her like doing in her fit, the purple fit. So
be honest, that's kind of fucked up because that man's been around since this shit started. He ain't got his own movie yet. And then when they finally make a show, they're like, "Oh yeah, but it's not gonna be about you. It's about your daughter."
Yeah, it's fucked up. And then down the line, I guess in 2022 early, we got I guess Thor: Love and Thunder comes out February 2022, excuse me. And then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which I hope kind of follows up on what happens in WandaVision, comes out March 25th, 2022, along with the Moon Knight show and the She-Hulk show. And I guess they're pushing Blade hella far back because it's not even on the list I see right here. So
goddamn,
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which one are you guys most excited to see before we hop into this WandaVision? I'm excited.
Too.
Black Panther 2. I'm excited to see Blade, honestly.
I do too. I want to see what they do with that.
And Moon Knight. I read a lot. I read a couple of his comics, and that shit is hella interesting. I want to see how they're gonna do that and put it on Disney too, because it's not really. It delves a lot into mental health and shit like that, and this shit's pretty crazy. That guy's pretty crazy. What about you, Sean?
I'm looking forward to Loki.
Loki.
He was always like one of the best villains in the MCU, and he's been around since like the Avengers. And I'm hoping like his TV show is just him being like the actual god of mischief,
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking around. So I'm looking forward to that one and Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
Always been a huge Spider-Man fan, and it's supposed to be like the Spider-Man multiverse, right? Like they're bringing in the other, what's the other guy's name?
Tom Garfield or some shit.
Yeah,
no.
Something Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yeah, there you go.
They're supposed to be bringing them in too. So I mean that right there is enough for me.
they're bringing in Jamie Foxx as Electro. So they're bringing everybody back from other movies. They're trying to get him to redeem himself.
So Spider-Man is what I'm looking for.
Spider-Man is probably my least favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man definitely is. But I will say, because I didn't like any other Spider-Man movies, I kind of liked the Amazing Spider-Man movies with the British dude. Did you guys, the Garfield
I
dude?
didn't watch those ones.
Mhm.
I
I
thought they
wasn't
were
into those
okay.
ones.
I thought they were okay. I liked the guy who played him. I thought he did a really good job as playing Peter Parker, but I didn't like the movies. I've all the Spider-Mans that's coming out in the MCU, I've liked a lot. Like
Mhm.
to the point where like the first one was like one of my favorite movies, and so I'm really looking forward to this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh
I
shit.
just like the way they're portraying it, and if they're gonna do that, that'll be epic as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not a big fan of Jamie Foxx's Electro. I thought it was I just didn't like the character. I don't know.
Yeah, they fucked
I
that
didn't like the
character up. I feel like
Yeah.
they did a good job of Mysterio on the new one.
Oh, they did a great job with that. Yeah, I
Um,
like.
a lot. I just like Venom. Venom's like one of my favorite characters, and I really want them to bring Venom into this MCU because they acquired
Yeah,
that shit. So they need to. And actually, it's Sony, so they didn't acquire it.
Sony. Well, no, but they had that at the end of that one. Remember, they had the Vulture in there. They had
Mhm.
the actual Vulture, so that means they're trying to do it at least. And yeah, I like the Venom they had in what was it, Spider-Man 3 or whatever it was with Tobey Maguire.
Uh,
That shit was horrible. I was
yeah,
like,
the
that was
character they had him, Brock was
yeah,
weak. Yeah,
jeez.
he's one of my favorite characters, and the way they did him, I don't know. They just need to bring him in MCU, have him be an
But
anti-hero, not a straight bad guy.
but then the one they did in the actual Marvel, I mean not the Marvel, the Sony version of
Hmm.
Venom was. I thought that was a great movie. I didn't like the way they like completely separated from Spider-Man and the backstory, but the character. I mean, you got I forgot dude's name again. The guy who played Bane, and he's a fucking excellent actor.
Yeah, Tom
So
Hardy.
yeah, Tom Hardy. There we go. I mean, I would like to see him as Wolverine more than anything, but
Yeah,
as Venom, he played the hell out of that part, and I thought that was a great movie. I like that one a lot, and I'm
yeah.
waiting. I love the fact that they got what is his name again? The guy from Cheers, damn name, to play
Cheers.
Carnage. Carnage.
Oh,
I'm
Woody
showing my
Harrelson.
age. My bad.
I was like, he's in Cheers, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I'm showing my age.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I was thinking White Man Can't Jump, Zombieland, something.
There you go. Yeah, but I love the fact they got him to play Carnage because I think he'll do that shit well because he's supposed to be playing a crazy person and he he plays it really good. I don't know if you guys remember Natural Born Killers and stuff, but he plays that crazy role pretty well.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. I see we lost Deshaun for a little bit. His camera went out, but he's back now. Hey, nice to see you back here. Just in time. We're just about to take a break real quick before we get into the WandaVision review. I think we went through these rapid fire topics real quick, thoroughly enough. I hope you guys out there, if you haven't, been excited or checked out some of the shows we've talked about, go check them out. Get excited because Phase 4 of Marvel's coming. A lot of streaming shows are coming. A lot of the streaming wars is in full effect. And if you ain't getting down with one of these streaming services, you're going to miss out. Cancel your cable subscription and go get you some streaming services because, all the channels, Nickelodeon, all the stuff you're checking for, all the cartoons you're checking for, all the animes you're checking for, all the, TV channels you're checking for, they're going to take them off of Netflix. They're going to go privately to these subscriptions, and you're only going to be able to see these shows on these certain services. If you don't get in quick, you're going to end up paying like $15 just to be able to access them, get in while they're new. Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. You don't have to have them all, but you got to have one or two at least. Now, I'll save you a bunch of money on your cable. Just as long as you have Wi-Fi, you'll be straight. But yeah, we'll be right back. We'll get into this WandaVision finale because I know you guys was waiting for it. It's the Best of Bias podcast. We'll be right back. Get y'all some drinks and shit. We'll be right back. I'm gonna do something. All right. And we back. Hope you guys got you some water, got you some snacks, got you some popcorn because it's about to be a movie. You know what I'm saying? We get into WandaVision, the finale. We're just going to get into it. All the Easter eggs, all the reactions. We're just going to dive right in. Who wants to start and just give their overall overview? We're just going to do overviews right now. Don't go too much into it. Just let's talk about how you liked it, how much you liked it.
The finale or the show?
The finale. Let's start with the finale.
For the finale, I feel like it was all right. Like as far as like wrapping the whole story up, like it did really tie everything together. But like I don't know, I felt like it was kind of lacking something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it was all right. It was good story wise, but like as far as like setting up future shit, I mean, it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for this cameo they kept talking about was supposed to happen, which never happened. So I guess that was just their way of fucking with us or something.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
fucking Vision. He was what's the actor's name? He basically said there's going to be like a super cameo in it, and everybody was kind of foreshadowing it was going to be himself as White Vision, and
Oh, okay.
that's what he admitted to the special cameo being was himself as
Oh,
White Vision.
okay.
So he kind of tried to trick everybody.
Yeah, so that's what they did. Which I mean, I thought the episode was good, but it did feel like it was lacking something. I think it might have been that, just me expecting something more than that, and it wasn't that. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I thought that maybe they should have made it a little longer because they made it like, was it 40? Was it 40 something minutes?
40,
Like
yeah,
long.
for about 45, 46 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was hoping they would make it like, a little longer so it wouldn't be all. It felt kind of rushed to me. But I did like the fight scene, especially with her and Agatha. I liked that a lot. Um, it was dope. I thought it was dope. I thought it was it just had like a little something about it that I didn't that was it felt lacking, just a little bit of something.
Yeah.
Okay. For me personally, I liked it. The last two episodes, I expected a lot more to happen. I expected at the least is just to be an hour long of episode to try to like get everything they can in to try to tie it in, because I know before if there's a next season or if they're gonna tie it in anything, I know it's gonna be hella far away from now. And I've been enjoying the show so much, I wasn't like ready to be like, okay, this is it. And especially if it ended bad, since I was, Game of Thrones ended so bad. I felt like any show can just end anyway, and then to give it to the fans like, okay, this is what we're giving you, and regardless if it was good or not, sometimes fans are left with a bad taste in their
Don't get me
mouth.
on Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is the new age version of Lost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all this shit that had all this stuff that they did for nothing.
Exactly.
Like what was the point? What was the point of them having Jon Snow have all that background if they're just gonna go ahead and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna go stay with the wildlings? Yeah,
right. So yeah, basically it was cool. For fan service wise, it didn't really do much because I feel like everybody had these theories and they didn't end up happening and left us looking hella stupid. And yeah, in a lot of videos I watched, they kind of admitted to having these crazy theories that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But
Story progression wise, it was great. I think.
Yeah, pacing was cool.
Yeah.
First two episodes were kind of slow, but they did a good job of pulling us in and out of the sitcoms and the real.
Well, I mean more like story progression is for the MCU. Like it leaves a lot of it can go in like different directions that are promising, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that, and so it's less confusing for people. Let's just go into some details of the other episode.
And in all reality, like if they were to wrap it up and make it super like explain everything, it would be like, well, how are they gonna really segue to the next movie or whatnot, because we explained everything in this,
But it's you can still. Movies have been doing that for days. You can just have a good ass locked up series, and then the end scene credit just be something epic tying you into another movie, and that's it. That's all you need, and we'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's how the MCU started.
Yeah, that's how they used to do it.
But if like for example, like with the first Captain America, the first Avengers movie, like you knew that Thanos was behind the attack on New York. You knew he was the person behind it. They explained that. But now if you were to go through this whole show and we don't know who it is, who's the bad guy, we kind of think it's kind of Wanda, we kind of think it's Agatha, but that's it. And then in the last episode, they're just like, oh yeah, it's fucking what's his name again? What's the demon dude?
Mephisto.
Mephisto, yeah, but it's Mephisto. Everybody's gonna be like, well, why didn't they like be a little bit more forward with the clues than that?
I feel that.
Yeah, but
they got to go ahead.
I mean, I just feel like if they would have did that, it would have like made the next movie come out that it would have been like we expect too much already. Now it's like we don't know what to expect, so it's like it's a mystery to it. So it makes it more of a, I don't know, not a thrill, but like more intriguing.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yep, I feel you. Me personally, we can just get into some of the stuff that didn't make sense. They didn't really tie into each other. I guess we can start into those examples. Me personally, I didn't really like the fact that Pietro wasn't even anybody.
I knew it.
He
That's
was
the
just a
worst
fucking
part of the
actor.
That's the worst part of the whole
Fucking
shit.
Evan Boner or some shit like that. Like
Ralph
Yeah.
Boner.
Ralph Boner. What
But
the
you
fuck
see how
is that?
they made him like so much similar to Quicksilver from
Right.
the Sony version, even with his man cave and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that to me that was like a big ass troll. I feel
Yeah.
like
And
that
I feel
was.
like now they can't go back on that and make him Quicksilver at all.
They don't really have to. I mean, like he was a great Quicksilver, but they can do other things. They can still come back and bring that, because in our reality, I don't want them to bring Sony's X-Men into the Marvel universe. I want them to redo it, because in our
Yeah.
reality, though I in some ways I did like the Sony ones, there was more ways that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So they have
Right.
like, and I will say that the Peter, not Pietro, when he was in Sony, was one of my favorite characters. It doesn't matter, because if they come in and Marvel does, I mean MCU does it the way they've known to do it. If they do a good job, they can bring new people in to play them roles if they get the right actors and stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like it was just a troll, and I thought it was kind of disheartening, but at the same time it was like I mean, it's a good troll. I thought it was a good fucking troll.
Yeah,
So.
it's solid.
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just a dick joke, pretty much.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up to me. And to speak to your point, I just feel like, yeah, the mutants, they're probably just gonna pull in different mutants and just draw different storylines, because everybody else is aged out, and we've heard the same mutant storylines so many times. They probably have books and books of characters they can use
Yeah.
and
I
just
don't give a
stack on
fuck
top
about
of each
any of
other.
them.
Yeah,
I don't care about,
exactly.
except for
They can make
Wolverine.
some shit up
Wolverine's the only
tomorrow.
one.
They can make up a new mutant tomorrow, and we would never know, and just
Yeah.
just
The only
fucking.
one I want to see is Wolverine. The rest of them, and Xavier too. I like Xavier. Wolverine and Xavier. The rest of them I don't give a fuck about. I really don't.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wolverine's,
Gambit. Cause,
Wolverine's like a Batman, the guy that you have to have in each of these universes.
yeah.
At
Except
least
for
have a
fuck Batman
cameo,
up.
show themselves at once, to show them from behind with their sideburns. Oh, he was in it, but it wasn't him, but he was in it.
You know it's him.
No,
Yeah.
nah, they got to make a movie about that motherfucker. The
Yeah.
Wolverine is my favorite character to the fullest. You know?
Yeah, it has to be a super prominent actor though.
It does.
It has.
That's what I was saying. If they would have brought Tom Hardy in, I would have been like, you know, I like Venom, but somehow multiverse. I don't know. Fuck Venom. Bring in Wolverine. You know, on everything, because I'm more Wolverine fan than I am Venom. Venom is like a close like fifth my favorite character in Marvel. Wolverine tops all the motherfuckers. So
there's like nobody else in X-Men that you have to have besides Wolverine, that you ultimately have to have.
Xavier.
Yeah. But there's so many ways you can do Xavier. He can just be like somebody that died, and you can just be like a, essence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Wolverine, like,
you have to have Wolverine.
Yeah, any other mutant you can have just as nobody.
In our reality, yeah, in X-Men, I think the villains are more like in demand than the actual characters from X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine has to be there, and Xavier has to be there, and Magneto has to be there, and Apocalypse has to be there. That's it.
Yeah, some of the main people that fanfare people maybe Rogue, maybe a Nightcrawler, just because the teleportation power is just so popular in movies nowadays. The poof poof.
Yeah, but
we haven't seen a Nightcrawler in a while. Huh?
No, he was in the last X-Men movie. I mean, was he? Yeah, he was.
Well,
his
dad was.
No. I'm talking about in the last one with Apocalypse. He was in that one. Oh no, I forgot about that.
I didn't see that. I didn't really remember that one.
He was definitely in the Apocalypse
Dark
one.
Phoenix one.
And then that one was they fucked his dad up on there 100% because his dad should be like on the level of Mephisto and shit.
Yeah, that fool was teleporting and dropping people out the air.
His dad was a red version of him.
Yeah,
with a sword.
Yeah.
Well, he used to have a sword too, so. Yeah.
And he had sex with Mystique to make him blue. I guess so. But yeah, anything else you guys want to point out that you didn't like from the show? I mean, the last episode that didn't really make sense or something that didn't really pay off at the end of the season?
They didn't really go deep into the dark hole. They explained it was a dark hole, but they didn't give. I didn't want them to straight out say that it's Mephisto or it's what's the other dude's name again with the
Nightmare.
No, not Nightmare. There's another guy, the god of chaos. What's his name?
God of chaos.
It's not like Cthulhu, but it sounds kind of like Cthulhu, but without the extra syllable in it.
I don't know.
Cathal or something. Cathal, I think his name is Cathal. And he is the god of. He's actually the person that made the dark hole. He's not the person. He was an elder god I'm gonna call them elder god because that's what they kind of was. And then over time they became demons, except for one who had one of the sisters didn't become a demon. She stayed a god, and she's seen all her siblings fighting and shit on Earth. So she created her own little son who was pretty much like went and killed all them off. And Cthulhu escaped with his brother and created the dark hole and wrote all his secrets inside of it and shit. And he is the god of chaos. And since they're mentioning chaos power,
magic, yeah.
I figured if they would have just maybe like powdered a hint of that or one of those two inside of there, they ain't got to make it like set in stone, but just powder like just to give us like a little, I don't know, something. That would have been cool, but they didn't do that. I didn't want them to be like, yeah, it's definitely this person, but they would have just like maybe when she was turning the pages had like a something that meant Cthulhu or Mephisto in there, but they kind of did with the sons, where they had at the very end they had the boys crying out for help.
Oh yeah, in the end credit scene.
So like if they were supposed to just disappear and go into nothingness, why are they still crying for help? So that was in a way that was kind of like it. So I guess, but
and that was a nod to Doctor Strange as well, because that was like his theme music playing in the background while she was doing the little thing.
It was.
While she was reading the book, even doing the little spell that he was doing.
The same pose.
And even they mentioned that she's stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is like crazy. I mean, we already knew that though, because Scarlet Witch is strong as fuck. She's
Scarlet Witch.
She's on par with the Fantastic Four's son.
Reed?
Frank.
No. Franklin, I think his name.
Franklin Richards. Yeah. And he's powerful as shit. He's like damn near a god, almost omnipotent. Almost. He's like
in the storyline where Scarlet Witch is Magneto's daughter. She's supposed to be an Omega level mutant, right?
She's beyond that, but yeah.
Nexus mutant.
Yeah, because like fucking Iceman's an Omega level mutant, and so is Storm.
Magneto.
And Omega level mutant doesn't mean like they're super powerful. It just means that it doesn't mean it's super powerful, but it means like their power can be like enough to destroy the fucking world type of shit. Like they have like they can't like they can still get beat by Wolverine or something like that, but it's just their abilities has that power to where it can like go to that level of destruction or whatnot. And so definitely more than an Omega level mutant.
And you were right, actually. Sorry to interrupt, but you were right about the Monica Rambeau with the eyes. When she was seeing the colors of what was happening.
Yeah.
Remember when she was looking at she broke Pietro or Peter or Ralph.
Yeah, and she saw his chain. Yeah.
Yeah. When they pulled him out, she saw it was glowing purple.
His fucking tiki necklace. Remember
it's like a puka shell necklace?
Back in the day when we were younger, like remember Steve used to wear that shit back in like I want to say like the early 2000s and shit. That's super old. Now that's considered like douche wear or something. I don't know.
What about let's talk about the fight scenes. Let's see Vision versus Vision.
I actually really like that scene.
Yeah.
Dope. I like that at all. That was like two Omega level mutants, but Omega level fucking characters just going fucking ham on each other.
Yeah, that shit.
I love that.
That fight was probably hella annoying. Just phase.
Yeah.
Like goddamn,
destroying the fuck out of roads. And shit.
Yeah.
I really like the way that they like concluded it with them having because they're pretty much just pure logic and they're just having like philosophical discussion. Like that was a dope ass scene. I really like that scene.
And the way they used, I forgot the name of the ship, but it made tons of shit. It's like if you were to like change every piece of wood on that ship, is it still the same ship?
Or is it a new ship? Yeah, exactly.
And I like that. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, and then he put his memories in to like unlock the memory. So that means the white vision is the actual vision because it's his parts and his memories. So he flew off too, so he's still alive, but Scarlet Witch doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like how they because Marvel Marvel has like in almost every one of their movies, it's like the superhero fighting against the villain who is basically the same as the superhero, And I feel like that was the same thing, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
Explain more. How is that?
They always do that shit in superhero movies.
In Iron Man, the first Iron Man, Tony Stark is fighting against the fuck is his name? he built his own iron suit and everything. So
Ironmonger?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Ironmonger?
that is his actual name in the comics, I think.
Okay.
So,
yeah. You're right. Yeah.
And then in Black Panther, it's like Black Panther versus
You're right.
Killmonger. They're the same
Civil
person.
War, same shit.
Oh yeah, same thing. Civil War, even Winter Soldier. Yeah.
So they all fight against themselves, basically.
That's
and I feel like it's finally.
How did I didn't connect that? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I feel like that's been like the biggest problem in the MCU.
Yeah.
And I feel like they finally did that same trope, but like differently.
Yeah.
Nice. Until Thanos came, and Thanos was just fucking everybody up. But
then if you think about this, even in DC, they do that shit. It was like Batman versus Superman. It's basically them versus each other.
Yeah. Superman versus
no, that's not the same thing at all.
It shouldn't be the same thing.
Superman is Superman, and Batman is me with fucking a bunch of money and gas.
They're on the same team.
I'm in shape.
It's like characters that are on the same side. They end up fighting each other. There's no true villain.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you guys are going to fight each other, realize you're not enemies, and be on the same side.
Yeah,
but
you're right. Like, even Agnes wasn't even considered. She's not really a villain. Like I said, she's like, I knew they weren't going to kill her off because she's like damn near a mentor.
She's a
Scarlet Witch. She's
a complex character.
Mm-hmm.
She is a complex character, and she has she ends up like having like I don't want to say a good relationship, but like a more of a mentor-ish relationship with Scarlet Witch. In the comics, so even though she still has her own agenda, but they kind of. If she wasn't like 100% a villain, because she really didn't do anything bad if you think about it.
She was trying to take her. She's trying to absorb the powers just so she can
bad. In her head, what did she say? She said that you're eventually going to cause destruction of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not really doing anything bad. She is trying to take her like she's a robber. She's a fucking thief. But I mean, she didn't do anything bad. If anything, Wanda did more bad than her in that show.
Yeah, and she was trying to make her realize that, and that's why she kind of like was in that scene where she was kind of letting other people go, and then she kind of closed it back because she wanted to keep her family around.
And then even at the very end, when like she broke the spell and everybody was like looking at her.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
Real fucking you just tortured us for.
Not only that, but the lady said that her kids had to be trapped in a room the whole time.
Yeah.
Right, because she didn't have enough power to control them, so she couldn't even go touch her kids, hug her kids, because they was just in bed having her do some other shit that's fucked up. Young Dottie. And Dottie wasn't Mephisto, obviously, because they broke her out, and we got to see who Dottie was, the person who had a daughter. Also, let's see some other shit. You're right, actually, about Agnes, because the only person she really hurt was Sparky, and we don't even know if Sparky was real.
There you go.
Yeah.
They didn't explain the rabbit, which kind of upsets me a little bit.
Right. They didn't explain the rabbit.
She does have a pet in the comics, though, right?
Right. Yeah. So I think it's just the cat that's changed into a rabbit with the spell.
I forgot to look it up, but she has a son whose name is like Scratchy or Scratch something. Or he has something like that. So kind of like pays tribute to him too. But her son eventually kills her in the comics. So there's that.
Let's talk about how Hayward was trying to smoke the kids. He had
Hayward.
Thing I said. He was just he was ready to shoot these kids.
See, Hayward, they didn't explain very well. I think that Hayward, if they would explain why he had these actions and why he felt this way about them, because he was just a dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that it probably stems from the whole 5-year snap issue, and maybe he like lost a lot of people and something happened, but like it never explained it. He's just he's a dickhead. Like at the beginning, him and Monica are cool, and then all of a sudden he's just a fucking pompous dickhead.
Yeah.
And they don't explain it. He just gives a dirty look, and that was kind of weird, you know.
It was weird. It was just weird. He was like, the whole editing of the video, not telling Wanda or trying to lie to Wanda about her taking Vision and all that shit. Just conniving the whole time.
They didn't really explain a motive behind his actions at all.
I think basically they summed it up as like
he's a dickhead.
The superheroes have been like fucking shit up. The snap thing where everybody was gone for 5 years.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, we can't let shit like that happen again. So he's trying to. He's trying to gain control over the Vision again, so that he can use the Vision as the super weapon that he was like built to be.
Yeah.
But when he was talking to the FBI agent, he was speaking more like, "I just want credit for doing this. I don't care how." It's like it was kind of stupid. I like the FBI agent. I like him. I think he should be like I seen something where they mentioned he's like the new Agent Olsen. Agent Olsen.
Oh, Agent Wu.
Agent, yeah. I feel like that. I feel like he should be that because I like his character a lot.
Yeah. He's. I think.
He got hands. He got hands when he beat them guards up.
Yeah. I think he's supposed to be getting his own show. Back when he became an agent, I think he. Okay. So like how he became the guy he is now.
It'll be like an Agent Shield type of thing.
Yeah, because he used to be a badass. They're gonna say he used to be a badass, but now he's just an FBI agent. You know what I mean? So
I like that though. I like it.
Yeah.
Although it's still hard for me to get Kim Jong-un out of my head when I see him because of that interview.
Oh yeah, the movie.
I always think of that.
Yeah. Yeah, shit's funny. What else do we have? Let me think here. What about? Do you guys think that Ralph or Peter is still gonna have his powers since?
I don't think so.
You think he got the chain taken off.
But the chain is what gave him his powers.
Yeah, I think
that's why as soon as he was done, he was like, "Oh, don't hurt me," because he had no memory. It was going on.
Okay. I thought he just go ahead.
Agnes is what gave him his powers.
Okay.
She was controlling his mind, right?
Yeah.
So that's why as soon as she took it off, he immediately was like, "What's going on? Like, don't kill me."
So that's why he's literally just a dick joke. His name is Ralph Boner.
Ralph Boner. Yeah.
Damn, it's fucked up. And then
crazy.
Back to when the kid about to get shot, Monica shows like some of her powers. She was able to go kind of like what Vision does and goes like hollow, I guess, slow down the bullets. I don't really know what it was.
I don't either because our power is more of like controlling energy. If you think about it, momentum is
energy. Yeah. But I don't really know why they showed it that way.
Yeah, they don't really describe her powers, really.
They don't have to really go make them exactly the same as the comic. Although it would be, but in the comic, she's a Omega level character.
She can do everything pretty much. Yeah. Even though it's mostly energy based, it comes out to be that she can just control everything. Everything.
Any kind of energy she can control and become.
Yeah.
Any kind of energy. Mm-hmm. She can move at the speed of light. So she's.
I'm thinking she's eventually gonna be able to go inside robots and mechanical stuff, and they're gonna show it. They're gonna show all that shit eventually.
I hope so. I really like that.
And, probably in Captain Marvel too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure. They'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to bring her back a few times, but I like her character.
Yep, and then battle. What do you guys feel about her part where she actually pulled up those ruins? What do they call them?
Runes,
like on the big ass on the hex to stop Agnes from using her powers.
I knew this. I hate to say it, but when I was watching it for the first time, I'm watching it and she's like, it's obvious she's shooting at the hex on purpose. And in my head, I'm like, she's gonna do the fucking spell, and she did it. And I was like, fuck, I hate the fact I'd be right about this shit. But yeah, I knew she was gonna do that. I knew when it started happening, I was like, this is exactly what she's doing. I hope I'm not right, and I was. And I was like, that kind of disappointed me. That I was like, to me, it felt obvious. I don't know, but it was still dope as far as her doing it. But it just felt like obvious. It's dope as far as a character because it makes you realize, okay, Wanda's not a dumbass. She's actually pretty smart. She could learn those ruins from seeing them one time. But I just hated the fact that it felt obvious to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and she was getting her ass whooped. It made me think that she wasn't shit because Agnes was giving it to her power wise.
She wasn't really giving her ass whooped. It was just every time she hit Agnes
she absorbed it. Yeah, and her fucking hands and body was getting dried out.
Yeah. And that's what made me realize. That's what made me realize that was gonna happen. I'm like, the only way it's gonna go down is if she uses that spell on her.
And she was sitting there fucked up.
Yeah.
But how did she get her shit back?
Her powers?
Yeah.
She's the fucking Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I guess.
They don't have to explain that.
I was like, okay, they drained her of her power, but how did her power just automatically just remanifest?
She took her powers and she took Agnes's powers. You seen the purple shit going there too. When she sucked it all back, it was red and purple. So she took all that broth. And that's why she got the whole get up in the outfit because she just became Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Also, they paid homage.
Then she started looking evil, but
they paid homage to the car throwing when she threw the cars at
Tony Stark. Yeah.
I was like, all right, she was throwing it at Tony Stark. It was like the robot. I think when it was Civil War.
I thought that was more of what you call it, the Wizard of Oz.
No,
the cars.
The
when
booth under the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part was for sure. But during Civil War, when they're fighting,
And Hawkeye shot the fucking arrow, and he was like, "I thought you never missed." And he was like, "I didn't." And then she pulls the fucking cars down.
And the hell, the cars start falling down on Iron Man.
Tony Stark,
yeah, and it kind of made it was homage to that. Yeah.
Like you have something contusions. He's like, I know, I'm aware.
That fool should have died from that. That was some crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't understand how them suits work because all them motherfuckers like I don't know what the fuck they're made out of. They never say what did they ever say what those his outfits are made out of?
No.
They take a shit ton of damage. I mean,
Hella.
When War Machine fell from the sky like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just having a broke spine is bad, but it's like,
I think they. But the way he fell though, that was crazy. Boom. Because those shits is hella heavy too.
Because they never mentioned they made out of adamantium. They never mentioned
vibranium or.
Yeah. Because I'm not. I gotta remember. I gotta go back and watch it again. But didn't they mention that? And correct me if I'm wrong. I gotta go look it up though. But in the first Captain America movie, when they mentioned the shield, didn't they say that it was a alloy of vibranium and adamantium? They did, right?
Yeah, they said something like that.
And they never mentioned adamantium again since then. You know,
that's a Wolverine material.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's actually just a really strong metal in the MCU that it's actually supposed to be as strong as vibranium, but it doesn't have the energy absorbent material, like you know how it can absorb shit and stuff. It doesn't have that, but as far as the strength wise, it's supposed to be as strength, or maybe even it's as strong, or maybe even a little stronger than vibranium. But it's actually supposed to be a mixture of some other metals and vibranium mixed together or something.
I feel that.
It was their version of trying to make vibranium.
This is vibranium. Vibranium.
They got to bring it in soon. If they're bringing the mutants in, they have to bring it in like some way to like make it seem like it was always there. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So let's just go through and just tell how we like the season in total. If you would recommend it, just rate it from 1 to 10, and just wrap it up that way. Just let the fans know. Who wants to start?
Go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, I think it was a good ass show. Like it takes me a lot to get into new shows, but that one had me hooked on like episode 1. I'd say it was like a 10 out of 10 show, honestly, from start to finish. Like it wasn't action focused. It was like super heavy storyline, and they would throw in at like all these regular sitcom shenanigans, and then at the end you're like, oh, some shit's going on, you know? And I feel like they did that really well. It's like a nice mixture of like funny, but also serious, and it goes into a lot of mental health stuff too. You know, this the whole show actually is
depression.
Not just depression, but like the stages of grief and like finally coming to like coming to terms with it, you know. But yeah, I think it was an amazing show, and I definitely recommend it.
Hell yeah. What about you, AKA?
So I think that I will give it a 9 out of 10, only because that I couldn't just recommend it to anybody. Like I'd have to recommend it to somebody who's at least seen the previous movies, because if not, if you just go into it have no prior knowledge of the MCU movies and stuff like that, or maybe you just watch like one of the movies, Captain America or some shit, you would be confused as fuck watching it, because you wouldn't understand like what's going on at all. And, you know, it would just be a really difficult subject for them to like grasp, because they're like, what the fuck does this mean? And especially if you're watching it with somebody else and you're trying to get them to watch it and they've never seen those, it would be too much fucking explaining. But if you got them to watch a couple of them, even just Age of Ultron or some shit like that, that would be to me enough for them to be like, okay, yeah, I understand what's going on in the show. Maybe Age of Ultron and Endgame and shit. Like that. They'd have to, not just the snap, and they'd have to actually understand the relationship between Wanda and Vision.
Maybe a little bit Captain Marvel.
Just watch the whole thing.
You know, you don't have to, because Chris never watched Captain Marvel, and he liked WandaVision. He watched that shit all in like one day. He did, you know. Yeah, so
it's just explaining Monica Rambeau because in the beginning you kind of really think
yeah.
she's gonna be such a prominent character to the storyline. You kind of
I,
want to do.
I don't think you don't have to explain her though, because I think that she was a good enough actress to where, and it was like because she was just a little kid in the first one, it doesn't like it's more of like a Easter egg type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the first time you've seen her as an actual character who is like a leading person. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really you don't really have to watch Captain Marvel. It's a luxury or it'd be a good thing to watch it because it would add to it, but you don't have to.
I personally think Monica Rambeau is gonna be a big part setting up into the next phase. I don't know which exactly movie it's gonna be on, but I know they're gonna go way more into her powers, way more into her family relationship with Captain Marvel and stuff like that. So I mean, I feel like if they make that switch, because I'm gonna let you finish how you like the show because it's kind of gonna tie into what I felt about the show as well. But like, go ahead.
Well, that's pretty much it. I feel like, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that you'd have to hit people to past movies for them to get really acclimated to what's going on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'll give it a 10. But because of that, I have to take at least 1 point away. But there was one thing that I thought was weird was like when the very end credits, the part where she was in the theater, she seemed surprised when the girl turned into a Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
And like, wasn't she childhood friends with the Skrulls? You know?
Yeah. I think she looked unsurprised mostly.
Well, no, it wasn't that.
I
It
think
was like, the girl had to explain to her, "I'm a friend of your mother's," this and that, and turn to it. And I'm like, it should have been more like, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm like, I think it would have been better if they'd have been like, "Hey, I'm your homie from when we was younger. Remember we played dolls and shit on the stairs, type of shit," you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was just surprised that particular person was the Skrull, not like of Skrulls in general. You know,
maybe.
Right, and like,
yeah, I'd agree with Patrick. She didn't look really surprised. It was just her reaction was blah.
Yeah, it was like what to me it was like what do you want? What do you like? What do you here for? What do you want this time? Because I still feel like that was her. That soldier was her as well. So this might be the second time seeing her, and she know that she can change into any soldier to kind of blend in and disguise. So she's like, oh, what is it now? And then she's like, oh, they need you up there. But I mean, hey, it can still be Reed Richards because he is an aerospace engineer and be up there, up in space doing something.
No, it's obvious to me who up there is. That's fucking
Captain Marvel.
No, it's Fury. At the end of Captain Marvel, Fury was up there with the Skrulls.
Oh yeah.
Around him. So to me, it was obvious that's who they were talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't really.
You remember the after credit scenes where they had Fury sitting there? He's at a beach. Then he gets up and the beach turns to a screen and he's walking. And the whole sword base is filled with Skrull members, like walking around like agents. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, to me, it was like obvious what it was, you know.
But, yeah, it makes sense.
I still wanted to bring Reed Richards to it. I mean, I'm not a Fantastic Four person. I don't like Fantastic Four, but I will say that I want them to do it right.
They're going to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, bring Fantastic Four in.
Without Fantastic Four, you can't have Dr. Doom, who's a fucking dope ass fucking villain, and you can't have Quicksilver.
Yeah,
you can, but so it's like
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. My bad. So you can, but I mean, like I think it's just better when it's introduced with them.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really like the Fantastic Four, but I like what they bring as far as like story wise.
Like you just got
Galactus and shit.
Keep that familiarity with people because people know Fantastic Four. Yeah. And again, introduce new aspects of the Fantastic Four we didn't know before. Like we were talking about Franklin before. They can do the whole Franklin thing. And then they always want to bring the new kids into these shows and movies as well. And, revitalize it for the children and make the kids of these superheroes take on the new shows and shit like that.
No. Fuck that. Do not bring Franklin Richards' little fucking superpowered ass into this.
Bro.
They already got Scarlet Witch and she's too OP.
They should do a movie about Jack from The Incredibles.
You feel me?
That's Franklin Richards right there.
That's my fear is that they're gonna like as far as Marvel goes, the comic is dope because it's a comic book. You have you don't have those type of like realistic expectations at all because it's a fucking written comic book drawing like anime type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into live action, there's like a different mental like state that you got to be into as far as what's realistic and what's not. And certain things that will fly very okay in the comic will look fucking corny and stupid as fuck in live action. Mm-hmm. So I'm afraid with all the shit they're doing now that they're gonna make it corny. And
Yeah.
that's what's scaring me.
Yeah, me personally, I feel like they shouldn't try to reach too far away from the core audience.
You feel me?
Kids and nerds and shit are who they market towards. Don't try to get these super movie Oscar people into try to give your movie an Oscar by dumbing it down and making it less action and more trying to make it make sense. No. We know the lore in the comic books. The people that are super fans know what you're trying to, hint towards. We'll use that and you just go on a different direction with it, make it fresh and new for us because we've been revitalizing all these same superheroes and stories over and over and over again. Just make it a little bit fresh and give it some callback to something we already know, and it's a hit.
Yeah, and don't make it too much fan service. Like, don't flood it with that, with the fan. Like, they don't make too many characters. Like, for example, with the Mandalorian, remember, like we were saying that it's like the show was super fan service as far as like Star Wars fans. Mm-hmm. I know because I'm one, and they did just enough. If they would have went a little bit further, I might have been like, yeah, this is too much, but they did just enough.
You start to feel like it's just cruising on that like nostalgia vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you remember how that shit used to be?
Yeah, it's 100%. This is a good example of that. Come to America 2 movie. Like, if you look at the movie itself and just take all the nostalgia they had to it, it wasn't a very good movie.
It wasn't. I watched it yesterday. It wasn't really that good, but it had some funny parts.
Yeah, it has some funny parts, but you slap in all the nostalgia and shit that we had, and then the first time watching it, I was like happy to see certain things, but when I break it down to it doesn't have very much rewatchable material, value to it. So
it was mostly all nostalgia. They just kept shoving in shit from the last one. Anywhere they could, they just kind of threw it in there.
And I was kind of upset because the one person I wanted to see wasn't in there. I always had a crush on the sister in the original one, the dark-skinned sister. I think she was so fine. I still do. When I look at her pictures, I'm like, this bitch. Excuse me.
Taylor was doing her thing in there.
But they didn't even bring her. Tiana Taylor to me is a butterface.
Her body is crazy.
No, her body's on a different level, like on like 10 times 10. But to me, I'm not really a big fan of her. I don't. I like the daughter more, the oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was perving, not perving.
I was like, wait, huh? You was
not perving, but
abnormally long.
Way too long.
I'm trying to think when we were sitting there watching it, I just noticed I kept mentioning, oh, she's bad as fuck. And I was like, I gotta stop saying that. But I thought she was. And then the weird thing was, I'm like, I know her from somewhere. And then I'm like, oh, she's from the old guard. I didn't like her that much. I mean,
she was the main character too, huh?
He was the cornroll, yeah.
Why she look so much younger in that movie?
The cornrows. The cornrows killed me. She had those fake ass, like they look like they were like taped, glued on cornrows in the old guard. It looks stupid as fuck.
And also, if you think about it, Eddie Murphy in that movie is like 50 years old, so his daughter's probably about 30, 20 or 20.
No, she's 29 years old.
Yeah.
They didn't say it, but that's how old the girl was. So.
But they made her seem like she was a child in that movie.
She did seem hella young.
Like a child. All the other daughters are like little kids, so they made her seem like a teenager, if anything.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna end up being that, the dude wasn't really her son, and she's gonna end up being with him, and they're gonna get together.
I thought it was Kevin Hart's son because he reminded me of Kevin Hart so much.
The mom, Leslie Jones.
They put Kevin Hart in that movie?
No, he wasn't.
No, but he just reminded me of it. Leslie Jones is fucking hilarious.
She was hilarious in that movie. Y'all know it's a hoe, right?
Yeah. She was, what about your stuff? I don't like this shit.
That shit was hella funny. He said,
she was. Yeah.
Uppity ass bitch say what? What?
Oh yeah. And why was it the barbershop guys did not age? Like Sexual Chocolate. Yeah. What was that dude's name again? The fuck is his name?
The singer?
His name. Yeah, the singer. What is his name on there?
Sensual Chocolate or something like that.
No, Sexual Chocolate, but like his actual name was like they always said it. They had people like Chris. Somebody had a shirt with the guy's name on it. I forgot what it was, but he looked old as fuck. Like he aged. Like I know it's like really Arsenio Hall, but like they did a good job of making it look like he aged. But the old guys from the barbershop looked like they were the same fucking age as they was back in the original
they
movie.
used a lot of CGI in there, especially when Leslie Jones were on the couch with him, and he was supposed to be young Eddie Murphy again.
Yeah, you could tell
his creepy CGI.
Yeah, his hairline was hella fucking higher than it's supposed to be. It was.
And then when they grabbed each other, it was like super animated grabbing.
That's all weird.
But anyways, let me get my spill on WandaVision real quick and wrap this thing up real quick before we get too far off the Richters. But I liked it a lot. I would have to say 9. I'd have to give it a 9 too. Me personally, I watch a lot of shows, I watch a lot of shit, so I look for the intricacies of a lot of the shit that goes on. The pacing was good.
Intricacies.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fanfare callback to the sitcoms was really good. Research was done really well. I've been saying that throughout.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I actually do like the fact that everybody had these theories that were actually wrong. It just shows us how hard that they put into trying to trick us and trying to get us to think these things and pay attention and just get us in tune with the show no matter what the storyline was going on. We were looking for hidden things from down to fucking signs in the background to, fucking animals to this dumb shit. Thinking that Mephisto was going to pop out, Nightmare was going to pop out. They did a great job of that and ended up just being kind of just kind of character building, which they did in a lot of these first movies for these characters when they established the characters.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who Nightmare is. Still, I'm a fan of Marvel. I don't know who the fuck Nightmare is.
Right? Yeah, I watch a lot of videos like after each episode just to kind of recap and see what these theorists are saying. And they say Nightmare is just basically a character who can mind control people and have them see the shit that Wanda has all those other people seeing. And can mind control people basically, and everybody was thinking that Nightmare was controlling Agnes and Wanda, and that's why she was doing that stuff, and it wasn't under her control. Okay. But they were just kind of trying to find out a way to make it make sense, and in the end, it was just Wanda actually doing it, not really knowing how to use her powers yet. I think, me personally, I think the most powerful stuff in the episode was the end credit scenes. That theater scene with the scroll, it just made me feel good knowing that scroll popped up, because I was theorizing that from like episode 5 that a scroll was there or going to pop up.
And I can't wait. I'm hoping to see, was it Super Scroll eventually?
Oh, one of those buff ass ones that can take all the powers.
No, they had. No. Oh, Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Yeah. That can use all the powers of the Fantastic Four. What else? I'm excited also just for Marvel in general, because you can use characters that are like not as popular as Wanda, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. Just imagine some of the stuff they have for these other characters that are popular in stores. Like, I keep bringing it back to Blade. Like, I love the Wesley Snipes version of Blade movies, even though they weren't that good. Just think of what MCU.
What do you mean they weren't that good?
Those are classics.
I mean, they were funny and cool.
Part three was not good. The first two were great.
I loved them. Just stuff that people say and ratings they get on Rotten Tomatoes say otherwise.
I still watch them motherfuckers. They're still good. The part 3 is toilet water to the that shit's sewer mud.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I like Ryan Reynolds, but that was his
Deadpool.
I believe that was mostly Wesley Snipes. I heard like a lot of shit about him. Like
he was going crazy on set.
He let that when he heard that, like, since he first became famous, he just let that shit go to his head and was like a dickhead about it. So
he was hella funny in Coming to America too, though. I liked his character. That shit was funny.
They had fucking, what was his name again? Rick Ross. That was his fucking weird ass accent.
In like 5 seconds of the movie. And Andre from Power, young
Romy.
Romy.
Yeah. I never watched Power, but yeah.
That was on Instagram doing that African accent all the time, and it's fucking hilarious.
I can't
pulled up. That shit was...
I can't watch Power. I don't like shows like Power and like The Wire. Only because I grew up in those type of neighborhoods. So I don't want to relive that shit.
I feel that.
That's real. Like, it's not appealing to me. Like, it was never like a fun thing to live in. You just had to because you grew up in that shit. So
I feel it. But yeah, they did a great job. I just didn't, man. I really expected a lot more from the last episode. If it would have been a great episode in the last episode, I would have been like, okay, it's 10 out of 10. But I'm excited for what comes next. I'm hoping Doctor Strange is gonna be epic, because I love magic personally. Just sometimes it can be portrayed hella corny. And I'm not even gonna lie, in this it was kind of corny. I just don't like the colors. Oh, you have blue magic. You have purple magic.
I will agree. That was corny.
That was fucking corny, but I did. Go ahead.
I don't really like magic that much, but I like Doctor Strange. I thought the movie was dope.
Right, Doctor Strange. How he materializes his magic.
That was dope. That was dope as fuck. Yeah,
I think it's just.
I wonder if he did that himself, or if they had training to like, hey, do this. You know,
like, I'm like, whoa, a big ass sword comes out. He can touch the ground. Reality warps. He walking on walls. And
shit. I think it's the special effects is what it makes or break the magic thing, you know?
Yeah, because that was pissing me off. I'm like, okay,
It was just
can't really
corny,
show
but
us how strong people are by changing colors of the magic. Oh, okay, purple's better than blue magic, and then the red magic is better than the purple magic.
I think it was just more like to portray who's who, so we don't get confused. But
and also,
that makes sense.
Unpopular opinion, I don't like how they call it chaos magic.
Why not?
It could have a different name. Chaos magic.
Now, if it goes back to Cthulhu, that God I told you about, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because how they explain it, it doesn't really explain chaos. Oh, you have the power of spontaneous creation that can't be controlled, but I guess it's considered chaos.
But if it does relate to that guy, which I'm hoping it does, because I mean, to me, I know in the comic it's Mephisto, but as far as like the dark hole being created by Cthulhu and chaos, he's been a god of chaos and all that shit, there's a good chance that it could relate to him, which would be epic.
Also, I heard in the comics, Wanda's kids in that House of M were just Mephisto's hands.
They were they were a piece of his soul.
Oh, okay, I would say in the comic books,
which is why people were like on him, because they were like, well, the episode Quicksilver comes, or the fake Pietro or Ralph, whatever you want to call him. He says at the beginning, like, "Come on, spawns of hell, or demon spawns, and shit like that." Yeah, he's calling that, and then somebody said the devil's in the detail. I think that was Agatha in one part.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like hinting at that.
Hella the whole way.
Yeah.
I feel like
if they wanted to like change it and like take the Mephisto part out and just make it Cthulhu and like, okay, we're gonna use the same thing, like, okay, but they use Cthulhu, because that would be cool, because in our reality, Cthulhu is a way more powerful character, I think, than Mephisto, because he is like the son of the person who created the earth. So
what are you gonna say?
I think they're gonna bring all this stuff back in later, because last episode, when after Agatha's been defeated or whatever, she's like, you don't know what you've done. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I think she's like, you're definitely gonna need me. So I think it is gonna bring like all this these other characters like Mephisto and everybody in, and Agatha's gonna have to help Scarlet Witch, like, because Scarlet Witch is stronger than she is, but Agatha knows more about like spells and shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's gonna come in like the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a fucking Scarlet Witch movie. I mean, like that they might, but I don't
they
know.
Might. They probably will develop one, honestly.
But I don't feel like they shouldn't have to, because I feel like all this shit is combined anyway. So it's like you can find a way to weave that into Doctor Strange, and it would be great. That would be dope, actually.
It's a female character, and in the like what's the conditions? Not the conditions. What's the word I'm looking for? The world we're living in today. If you have a popular woman character, they're gonna push for that character having their own solo movie, and more than one. Captain America may not have been the best movie, but I mean, having that strong female character, I think women just got behind it. And if there wasn't a Captain Marvel 2, there'll be hell. So if they just have this show and just throw Wanda out and not have, just have her in Doctor Strange, and if the show does numbers, they have to.
But I think that like Captain Marvel was just like what they kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it was the actress or what, but it didn't have that oomph behind it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the reason was, because to me, I liked the movie. I did not like Carol Danvers' character.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't even call it Captain Marvel. I'll call this fucking the Fury origin story, because that's what it is to me. And if you think of it that way, it's a great movie, because it's really how Fury got started into doing what he's doing, which I think is great. If you think about it now, there's not very many female characters in the MCU that are like headliners. Black Widow's movie, I think, is going to be dope. I like Black Widow's character. I'm probably biased because of Scarlett Johansson, and that's my baby mom.
She has powers. Powers are supposed to be so strong. They can't just dumb her down to a side character. So she has to have. You think they'll do House of M as a movie?
That would be dope. But they'd have to bring fucking Wolverine into that.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, but I mean, like
2021, 2022.
But then how are you? But you have to explain then that goes back to the whole past thing because Wolverine's mind has been fucked with so many times that it's learned how to like adapt to that and
Vision
it
and
heals itself.
Vision and Wannabe fucking people's minds the whole season.
I feel like this whole series has been kind of her like her Iron Man 1,
Exactly.
basically.
Origin stories. They all have kind of weird origin stories that don't really do much, but then the second one just brings it all out.
Yeah,
I felt like there's other female characters in Marvel that would be, well, what? That Captain Marvel was one of them, and she didn't do very good.
Yeah,
I think Monica Rambeau would do good, just even though like historically, like as far as Marvel goes, actually no. When she first came out, she was kind of popular, but then she kind of died down.
I mean, there's hella like strong character, like female characters in Marvel. There's
hell of them. They could make a fucking Rogue movie.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that shit.
Storm is strong as fuck.
I would like to see a Mystique origin movie. That'd be dope.
Everybody loves Mystique.
Oh God, yeah. and to me personally, I hated Mystique in the X-Men movies because it didn't make her like the Mystique that I remember from the cartoons and shit, from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And like it didn't, like, because Mystique she ended up being good. Of course, she ended up like turning good or whatnot, but she wasn't good for the majority of that shit. And when she was bad, she was way better than when she was good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see that. I would like to see an anti-hero type movie where she's not she's not good, she's bad.
Juggernaut.
Or make it about her. Yeah, no, Juggernaut, that would be dope too. We're talking about females. Female-wise, they should make a movie where find a way to make you root for the villain. They've done that plenty of times in other movies. So make it where like it's about Mystique.
I mean, I felt like I really liked Hela from Thor Ragnarok. She was hella good. Yeah. She was a real good villain. It's kind of trash that she was just a one-off though. Like a lot of the villains are.
I didn't like it, and that was because that I didn't like it because I was a fan of the old Loki stories and shit. Not so much Thor, but the Loki stories, and that's Loki's daughter, not fucking Loki's sister or what you call sister. So, and she's never been the kind of person that was like trying to take over Asgard. That wasn't her MO as far as the comics. She didn't like Thor. She wanted Thor's soul and she wanted Wolverine's soul because Wolverine couldn't die and whatnot. But that wasn't her MO to be like, oh, I'm taking over. So it kind of just like, to me, it just changed her whole character as far as the story. And I didn't like that at all.
I mean, I feel like that's more on Marvel mixing up stories and shit. Yeah. She was still a good character as far as the movies go, though.
No.
Valkyrie too. I fuck with Valkyrie.
Valkyrie would be dope. But as far as like Ragnarok is my favorite MCU movie. Ragnarok by far.
Ragnarok was the sickest.
I think I watched that shit like 10 times already.
Yeah, it's just.
But I did not like her as a villain. I mean, I liked her as I didn't like what they did to her.
Yeah,
I liked her character. Yeah, I liked her character in the comic, but the movie was just good just because it was really well put together, which to me shows how good the movie was because I didn't like the villain, but I still love the movie.
Yeah, I feel like that's an issue with Marvel though, is like they're one-dimensional villains, and I feel like that's why characters like Loki stick out. Everybody like Thanos because like you're kind of like, yeah, he's kind of an asshole, but I understand.
And then what's his name from fucking Black
I'm
Panther?
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. I do want a couple villains that are just like bad for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I want some of those because if you watch like anime and shit like that, which we all do, they every time they have a villain, they have to explain why they're a villain, and it like makes you feel bad for them. And I just want somebody who's just a fucking dickhead for no reason. No fucking reason. Just like I'm
type shit.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, thank you. Yes, just I'm a fucking pompous dickhead. And,
Yeah.
I want that so bad, and like I think Dr. Doom is kind of that. I mean, he has a backstory why he does what he does, but in all reality, he's just a fucking dickhead. So, and in reality, Thanos was like that in the comic too.
Yeah,
Thanos he just wanted to appease death. Yeah. He loved Hela. He was in love with Hela because she was the god of death. But yeah, I mean, all this like with me, I still say to this day, I agree with Thanos. Snap away. A couple more snaps.
I feel it. That was a lot of premises of a lot of bad guys in these movies.
Yeah,
it doesn't really sound that bad, honestly. But
you relate to them. You're like, fuck that. It may be extreme, but it's like I understand why.
He cares about the future. You know what I'm saying? The world down the line because that's what they're thinking about.
and I definitely related to Killmonger. So
yeah, Killmonger, he was just ready. Malcolm X type shit.
On everything, yeah.
Yeah, he was just ready to do it. But yeah, I guess we can just leave it there, guys. I like to let them know where they can find you guys at the end of these episodes. Does somebody want to who wants to go first with that one?
I think it's Akil Young on E-Jail.
E-Jail?
I'm drunk. I've been drinking.
E-Jail?
on IG.
Okay.
God damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't really do social medias no more.
Okay.
You
Feels good.
You on IG? I mean, I put a song on IG recently, but my shit's still private, so you can't see it unless you're one of them.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Did you see the little video I did with the words and shit?
Nah, I'm gonna have to go back and.
Is it the one that you sent us on the email?
I did, but I actually made a video where I took and actually animated the words that I'm saying.
Oh, nice.
So the whole song is animated.
Is that on YouTube?
No, I should put it on there, but it's on Instagram right now.
Okay, so on Instagram, go check that out, Best of Bias listeners. For me, you already know the rundown. It's your boy SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on Snapchat. You can find the podcast, Best of Bias, on Instagram. Find the bestofbias.com. All the episodes, I post everything up there right away. You can join the community ad posts. You can download the episodes or listen to the episodes from the front page by simply pressing play. Also on YouTube, we got these videos coming up, as you can see. A lot of them have been edited by AKA himself there. I am responsible for the audio side, so we're trying to get this collaborative team effort going on so we can be a little more efficient, a little more crisp for you guys. We got Anime Kumite. I'm trying to get going. I don't know if you guys want to do that tomorrow. You guys want to do that?
I got to do my research though.
Yeah, me too. That's why I didn't want to do it today. So I have to.
Who was it again?
It's Blade versus Zoro. We still need to decide who's going to rep what character. I know you want to.
I don't need to do research. If I'm Zoro, I don't need to do research.
Okay. And then if I'm doing Blade, do you want to do Blade, Dsean, or do you want me to do Blade?
I'll judge. I don't know either of these characters.
Okay.
Well, so.
I'll go Blade and try to do.
You don't watch One Piece? You don't watch
Man,
One Piece?
there's too many episodes to get into.
900 something. Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
so you can be the judge again. Bring that
epic, my nigga.
Bring that bias to be ready for another epic battle. If you're available tomorrow, we'll coordinate all that shit. Do your research tonight, tomorrow, and we'll have a good battle on hand.
Are you doing Blade?
I'm doing Blade.
I don't have to do research then.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do Blade. Look up some weaknesses for Zoro. I've already kind of been writing down my 3 arguments already, so I already got a little bit of argument ready. But I want to reaffirm that I've watched some Blade videos already.
I'm gonna go research Blade.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. He's coming with the shits. He's actually for real. Hope that movie comes out and does him justice. What's his name? Who
played in Luke Cage guy? Luke Cage?
Yeah, definitely. I know his fucking name. I just can't.
I do too. It's on the tip of my tongue. What the fuck is it?
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. There we go.
That's who it is. Blade, and it's gonna be dope as fuck. But yeah, man.
Oh, and Randy Watson. Not playing. That's the guy from Coming to America.
I was like,
Sex Your Chocolate. Randy Watson.
Randy Watson. All right, but yeah, man, it's the Best of Bias podcast. Thank you guys for coming by, spending this little time with us. WandaVision is sadly over, but we'll have another show to review. If you guys want to continue the review with Falcon and Winter Soldier, we can do that. We can keep it going that way. What else we got? Sports episode coming soon. I got to do another review for the Real World, the Challenge. Go get Paramount Plus. I don't know how I'm repping it so much. I just love Nickelodeon and all the shit on there. It's just amazing. But yeah, man, that is it for us. This has been the Best of Bias podcast. Go check us out. Oh yeah, Best of Bias bear. I'm gonna have to send you that bear one time, Ariel. See if you could do something with it. I'm trying to.
Also, do you want to do another theme song thing?
Yeah, yep. We're gonna revamp the theme song. Theme song coming soon. We're gonna make that shit downloadable so you guys can have the theme song on your phones. If you want to listen to that Best of Bias theme song, we can do that again. Music coming soon. All that shit, man. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Thank you guys for being there, and y'all better come back. Here's my theme song. Thank you guys. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias.
the best of bias. Yeah.